Hey guys, it is Anna. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video we're going to be talking about anxiety and depression and just kind of my mental health, but also a little bit of the positives and how I'm striving to overcome these things. So before I get started with the video, make sure you subscribe to my channel down below and give this video a like if you can relate to it or if this video helps you at all. So basically my sophomore year of high school, I had a really traumatic event happen to me. And it wasn't necessarily the traumatic event that took such a big toll on my life, but it was more so the aftermath. After this event happened, I lost so many friends. I even lost family members, the people I grew up with who basically didn't appreciate me anymore. And it's really hard when people like that, just leave your life like it didn't even, matter. And this event, it showed me who my true friends were, and unfortunately when something happens that's such a big deal, which again I'm not going to go into this, but when something big does happen, you'd hope that your true friends would stay by your side, and that's what I thought would happen, but I ended up honestly losing everyone. It was really hard, so I had to basically become independent, and before all this I still was dealing with anxiety and depression. It wasn't that strong because I felt like before I was a big leader figure, and now I feel like I'm more of a follower, and I'm working more towards that leader, mindset that I used to have and being more confident in myself. But after all this happened, I was alone, and I basically had to go through high school alone. And it was just really hard because a lot of people, they say, hey, you're gonna miss, high school. You better enjoy it while you can because you're gonna be 30 and wish you were still in high school. And that could be the case for a lot of people, but for me, if I ever went back to high school, that would be horrendous because that was just such an awful experience for me, and I am so happy that I'm finally graduated. So after this traumatic event happened, I was very quiet, and I'm not a quiet person at all. And I was just so alone. I had no one to talk to, and I basically had to go through life still to this day on my own. I do have a couple of friends now, but they're not anywhere, as close as the friends that I had. So I remember after this event, I had a ton of anxiety attacks. I would just be sitting in class, or I would be sitting, just at home on my phone doing basically nothing, and suddenly I would start shaking, my heart rate would increase, and I literally I felt like I was dying. And I just remember it was the worst feeling you can feel. If you've had an anxiety attack before, or you have any form of anxiety, it is absolutely awful, and I feel so bad for anyone struggling out there because I too am struggling, so maybe you can relate to me, but I'm trying to overcome that and overcome my anxiety. My anxiety and depression got really bad when I had friends who would ask to hang out. And I still kind of do this, but I'm trying not to anymore. People would ask to hang out with me, and I would say yes, and then when it came down to it, I would just be like, okay, no, I can't. It wasn't that I had other plans, it wasn't that I couldn't, but it was just my anxiety took over, and I didn't even feel comfortable talking to my friends in a way. It was just so weird and so difficult, and it still is. After that happened, I still tried to keep a positive mindset, although it was really hard for me. And I would go out, I would try to make friends with people. So then I went to hang out with these girls, and I was just so quiet. I barely talked. And they're all just having a good time, singing to songs in the car, everything. Stuff that I used to do, stuff that, I enjoy doing. But I was so in my head about everything. I was afraid. I was like, if they're having a conversation and I want to butt in and say something, I was, constantly thinking, oh, is this going to be funny? Oh, are they going to laugh? Are they going to think that what I say is stupid? And it's like, no, I should just say it. But it's just so hard for me to actually say something, And so then these people are kind of just like, this girl's kind of boring. And if you know me, I'm not boring. I feel like I'm kind of an entertaining, fun person to be around, but I'm kind of portraying myself as somebody who's not that interesting, and it kind of stinks because these people I could be so close with, so great friends with, but I'm just hurting myself in the end because I'm not being myself. I went through a point in my life where I was like, I don't really know who I am, and I still don't know who I am. You know, it's really hard to figure out who you are when you have anxiety controlling you and depression controlling you, and it is just so difficult. So I don't want to make this whole video super depressing, so I am going to get a little positive here. So a couple of months ago, I decided I was done with anxiety controlling my life. I was done with anxiety attacks. I was done being depressed. I was done, feeling so bad and just constantly having these butterflies in my stomach. I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't going to do anything, but for some reason I still had butterflies in my stomach, and it's just like the weirdest, awfulest feeling. I was tired of not being able to even get out of bed. It's simple stuff like that normal people, it's such an easy thing, just getting out of bed. It's just so difficult for me because I have depression, and it's just hard for me to be motivated to do anything. And I think motivation is such a big thing, and if you don't have motivation, it can make your life so much more difficult. I decided that I was no longer going to let anxiety control me. I was no longer going to let depression control me, and I was going to try to figure out who I was and who I am. People would still ask me to hang out, and instead of saying no or saying yes and then not actually following through, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I also decided I'm gonna ask people to hang out with me. I'm gonna go outside of my comfort zone and basically put myself in situations that would cause me to have anxiety, so that way I can actually be overcoming my anxiety. And I felt like that was kind of a good method. Also with motivation, one of my friends told me about this 75-day hard challenge, which is where you work out for an hour and a half, you drink a gallon of water, you follow a diet, stuff like that. And it wasn't even necessarily that I was trying to get super fit or whatever. I mainly was doing this for my mental health and being able to say, yes, I did it. I did this today. I accomplished something. And I think that's a really big thing for people with anxiety and depression. Being able to accomplish goals, and it really affects you, and it really helps change your mindset. And I'm hoping that at the end of this 75-day challenge that, how accomplished I'll feel that I did it. I followed through. Because motivation, like I said, for people who have depression, it's so difficult to get motivated. By forcing myself to do this challenge, it's actually helping my mental health more than it's actually helping my body. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of make this video to kind of talk about my mental health and where I've been at. I still have anxiety. I'm still letting it control me a little bit, but I'm really trying to reach out of my comfort zone. I'm really trying to reach out of my comfort zone and put myself in situations that cause me to have anxiety, so that way I can overcome that anxiety. I am currently not on any medications for my anxiety or depression, although I should be probably. But I'm tired of letting it rule my life. I want to make the event that happened to me and the aftermath of losing so many people, I want to somehow turn it into a positive and say, yeah, this happened to me. I can't change the past, but maybe this is something that made me stronger, because throughout high school and even till today, I've had to be independent. And throughout high school, as a younger kid, I never thought I'd have to go through high school alone. I thought I'd have friends by my side. I thought I'd have my family members by my side. I never thought something like this would happen, but unfortunately it did. And like I said, I can't change what happened to me, so I have to just deal with it. And it's whether I'm going to deal with it by letting my anxiety and depression control me, or whether I'm going to make it somehow make me a stronger person. And so that's what I'm thriving for currently, and that's what I'm currently working on. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm just trying to force myself to face my anxiety, and it's hard, but anything that you set your mind to, you can achieve. And if you tell yourself that you can do something, you absolutely 100% can do it. No matter what is standing in your way, you can face those obstacles and really push through. And I think making this video is also going to be a step to my journey of recovery and my step to kind of my life and making myself a stronger person. If you watch this video or need to take away anything from this video about anxiety or depression, I would just say that if you're dealing with anxiety, try to put yourself in situations that cause you to maybe have some anxiety, and start small. But by doing this, you're overcoming your anxiety. And with the depression and the lack of motivation, start some sort of challenge. You're motivating yourself and you're sticking to doing something, which if you have anxiety or depression is really difficult to do. So you're actually making yourself a stronger person. And that's something I'm working towards, and I'm not there yet. I'm not where I want to be at all whatsoever, but every day I get stronger and I get more proud to be me. So yeah, that is kind of my journey and my mental health. If you guys can relate to this video, or you guys kind of just want to talk in the comments, feel free to leave a comment down below. If this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, let me know. If you guys want me to do more sit down and talk videos kind of about my life or anything like that, also let me know that as well as just some video suggestions that you guys may have that you guys kind of want me to talk about or, you know, film. I'm kind of right now, like, I'm starting YouTube back up and I have no ideas for any video content, so if you guys can help me out with that, please do so. But I really hope this video helped you guys out, and anyone out there dealing with anxiety or depression, just know that you are not alone. A lot of people are going through this, so I would say to reach out to people and just try to be your best self. And I know it's really hard, but you know, every day is a stepping stone, and if you make any sort of progress that day, you're making a great amount of progress in the long run. And I think that's the most important thing. So I hope this video helped you guys out. I hope you guys maybe learned a little bit more about me and kind of what I'm dealing with and why I have been gone on YouTube for so long. I hope you guys tune in to my future content by subscribing to my channel down below and liking this video if you guys enjoyed it or could relate to it. And I'll see you guys in my next video.